Anyone who decides to build a CRM in these recent days, you may think is a little crazy, but when a CRM platform has some breakthrough features leveraging the latest in AI with deep integrations with telephony platforms and other business tools that dealers use, then hey, maybe it's not so crazy of an idea after all. This year, the Auto Alert team presented their CXM platform to the AWA Committee for review, and we were impressed with the robust customization that each customer record can experience because of their built-in AI technology, custom workflows, and integrations with communication tools. But don't take our word for it. Let's take a few minutes to watch the Auto Alert CXM presentation to challenge your thoughts whether you might need an upgraded CRM platform.
Hi guys, and welcome to the AWA Awards. My name is Lucas Bixler. I'm one of the directors of sales here at Auto Alert. And today we're going to be talking about Auto Alert CXM, the next gen CRM built for the future. For years now, we've been wanting to build the CRM, and really it was our dealerships that have been asking for this, right? For years and years and years now, they kept telling us, guys, when were you going to become a CRM, right? It was getting very, very difficult for them to work out of two platforms, right? Traditionally, there was your CRM that the dealership worked out of for the day-to-day. And then you had this data mining tool that was kind of off to the side, making recommendations and figuring out, hey, here's another way we can contact that client. Well, now we've brought the two into one world. It's really the best of both worlds. Every CRM functionality that you've ever wanted, mixed with the world-class data mining tool that Auto Alert's had for years. By utilizing dealership, OEM, engagement, and third-party data, we can get a complete view of who every customer is in the dealership and target them with unique follow-up at every single touch point along the way. That all sounds great. Let's come in, let's take a look at what this tool looks like. When looking at the Auto Alert CXM platform, there's a couple things we need to keep in mind. It has AI running through the entirety of the system, but it's also very modernly designed. Right, we want to make sure it's easy for the users to get in here and start working the system. We built the entirety of this product at a single point or enterprise access view. So one thing we're able to do if looking at that group perspective is have an identity graph that captures all the data, all the information we have from these customers across the entirety of the group and have one holistic view of who that customer is. Right now, we can still do some of that same functionality at that single point store as well. The other thing that we have access to is a complete platform agnostic system. Right? One of the unique advantages that we have when building out this platform is we built out our mobile and our desktop side by side, so the experience you see when on these tools is going to be identical. But looking at the actual mobile tool itself that we have pulled up here, a couple things that you can look at. One, this first manager dashboard that I started on gives managers or the entire staff the ability to make sure we're staying on top of every customer that we have access to. All right, they always say you can't expect something unless you can inspect something. Well, here we can go and we can see every phone call, inbound or outbound that's coming into the store, any email that's been sent or been replied to. And then right there in the middle, we can see all the engagement that we have from these consumers. So again, this allows us to go and see those 34 customers that have engaged today. Some of those may be customers that have texted the store, some may be emails to the store, but some of these might be customers that the system identified and told the store, hey, we need to talk to them. Could be customers that are on your website, could be customers that are on somebody else's website, or even customers that are visiting somebody else's dealership lot. Point is, we have 34 customers that are engaging with our store today. The team's done a great job. They've already viewed and they've worked 23 of them, but I do have 11 there that need to still be followed up on. So again, it allows me to stay on top of these clients and just make sure nothing's slipping through the cracks. So up top, we're looking at that early engagement from the customers. As we start to scroll down here, you'll notice we get further in the pipeline, further in that funnel. Now we can start to see any customers that have showroom activity. These are customers that are actually here on the lot with us. So up above, we were worried about getting them in here. Now that we got them here, what have we done with our showroom traffic? Do we have any appointments still coming in throughout the day? And then down there at the very bottom, we can see any of our delivery activity as well as delivery appointments throughout the day as well. So again, this allows me to kind of see the overall dealership pipeline, who's in prospecting mode, who's made it for a visit, and who's ready to take delivery of that vehicle to make sure we can get it over the curb. Now, each and every one of these numbers, they're drillable. So if I want to take a look at those 16 customers that are in the delivery process right now, one click, we can look at Philip Kelly, look at the vehicle that he's looking to take off the lot, make sure I have all of his trade-in information accessed and put into the system. and make sure we have a nice delivery process that's smooth for the customer as well. Point is, these are all drillable, so when I need to get in and further inspect that client, I certainly can do so. And with one click, we can jump right back into that manager dashboard and just stay on top of the process. Another great part about the mobile platform is we can also get access to all of our lead activity right within the tool. So whether I'm sitting out on the lot or if I'm sitting in front of my computer at the desk, I have full access to every lead that's in my name. This is where we can also come in and we can start to filter down to certain leads or certain type of customers that we want to focus more attention on. If I need to just look at the leads that came in yesterday, or if I want to look at just the leads that are 3 days old, or if I want to come in here and I want to see certain leads, maybe I want to see only leads that came in from the internet, that are still active, that came in from a certain lead source. Or maybe I want to inspect what one salesperson is doing. Point is, through these active and dynamic dashboards, you can go in there and you can start to get to subset of categories, subsets of leads that you need to focus your attention and time on. The other exciting part about looking at our leads, we analyze data on these lead customers just the same way we do with our existing clients as well. So for instance, Thomas right there at the top, he's got a vehicle of interest of a 2022 Ford Escape. Well, again, that's the vehicle of interest. That's what all of our communication is going to be around over the next 30 to 45 days as our internet lead process runs. But we're still tracking that consumer. Even though Thomas is maybe initially looking at the 2022 Escape, we're still tracking that customer to see if there's been different buying decisions, maybe different buying behaviors. All of a sudden, is he back online, but he's now looking at the Ford Explorer? Or maybe he's looking at the Expedition. Or maybe, you know what, he's actually back online, he's still interested, but he's not looking at the 2022 anymore. Now he's looking at the 2019. Again, point is, we can look at that consumer data, we can look at what these customers are doing while online to make sure when we contact them, we're getting them that world-class experience. Again, it's just using that customer data, using what we know about them to make sure we have the right message at the right time with every single customer. And you'll notice as we drill into this customer, again, you have full access to everything on the desktop tool right here in the mobile platform as well. So if I go into that lead section within this customer, I can still see where the lead came from, when it was last updated, any comments that our staff might have made about this customer. We can see what the vehicle of interest is, what unit he's looking to trade us. And again, very easy to jump in here and just get an idea of what we know about this customer. And of course, whenever the time's right, you have your full action icon bar here as well. So if you need to log calls, schedule appointments, make the call right from here, send a text, send an email, embed some video, whatever it may be, you have full access to that right within the mobile tool here as well. Now, one exciting thing that we also have in this tool is an AI software that sifts through all customer interaction. And what it does, it identifies the best and most effective way for you to contact each and every customer within your system. Because we might find out customer A, they answer text at 80% of the clip. They answer email at about 60%, but they only answer about 20% of the phone calls you make to them. Well, again, we can now recommend going forward, text and email seem to be the best communication path for that customer, when customer B might be the exact opposite. They love phone calls. In fact, between 9 and 10 a.m., they answer every single one of them. Point is, we have that AI software in the tool to go in there and make sure when you contact these customers, we know the best way to do it. Now that we're back here on the desktop side, let's take a look at some of the different features we have here. You know, when talking on the mobile, we kind of focus more on what the managers can see and how we can work those leads and how the salespeople get that information. Here, I want to focus a little bit more on the sales and the BDC side of the tool and how they can work their data and their opportunity all out of one list, right? You'll notice over on the left side there, we have an inbox. The sales staff, the BDC staff, they now work their opportunities the same way they always have, right? In a list fashion, top down, with the most important ones at the top. The big difference here is we have a smarter engine. We have a different brain that's in the back end of our tool, recommending who that top client is, who the best prospect is that we should be reaching out to. Of course, with dealership discretion, they can decide how that list is prioritized, right? Most dealerships, the way they focus is all the customers that have that new lead activity right to the tippity top. Nothing supersedes those customers. But below that, who comes next? Is it customers that are on my website? Is it customers that are on somebody else's website? Point is, we can give the staff, the sales, the BDC teams, the best recommended follow-up right in front of their eyes and just have them work that list top down. In this case, I have Alexandra Powell here as my top client. We need to follow up with an email. Well, again, when I'm ready to work this and send the email out to the customer, one click, it slides out my email box. I can now come over here and decide, what do I want to send? Do I have a pre-selected template that's already in there for me? Or do I want to come in here and select one of my own? Is it going to go to one particular vehicle? Or is it no vehicle associated with it? And then from there, I can make any adjustment that I might need. Do I need to edit the email? Do I need to add an attachment, maybe show some images of the vehicle? Do I want to put in a video of myself introducing myself to this customer? Point is, I have all access to do so right here in the right panel Whenever I'm finished, I click send, I click out, and I'm on to the next one. So very simple for those users to actually come in here and just start working their list top to bottom, and you at the dealership getting to determine what's the most important part of that list. Now, back on the desktop side of the tool, we took a look at this manager dashboard from the mobile. Just to give you that visual, we had the same experience, the same layout when it comes to that desktop side of the tool too. Again, you have all your customer prospecting activity at the top, all your new leads that have come in right at the top there with it as well. And then below that, you have all of your showroom and your delivery activity down here towards the bottom. Again, a nice quick reference of who are we prospecting, who's here on the store grounds with us today to look at that vehicle, and who's here to take delivery of that vehicle. Again, all out of one view, but you'll notice we also have full dashboards where I can drill in and deep dive into these customers that we have in every section. In this case, I do have 16 customers that are here in the showroom with me. All of them happen to be new customers. If there's anything that was previously sold or any B-backs on that list, you'd see it right up there at the top as well. But while in here, we can start to do a couple of different things. One, we can look at all those active visits, but we can also see what stage are these customers at. Have they been through the demo? Have they gotten the trade appraised? Have they been written up and gotten a quote? And have the manager taken the TO turn on them? Well, again, not only can I view all of that, I can also quickly filter down to just the customers that have been through the write-up stage, right? Show me the customers today that have gotten a quote. Or you know what? Show me all the customers that got the quote yesterday that didn't buy the vehicle. Point is, you can start to drill into different sections within those customer visits and make sure, again, we're staying on top of the customers we need to focus on. What we can also do is come in here and just take a look at the length of every one of these visits. One of the cool things that we actually did within the system, if I open up the actions icon here, is we timestamped every step in the road to the sale. Over on the right side there, you can see how long each one of these steps has taken that they've been through so far. Why that's important is we do that not only on this individual customer, we capture all of this data on the entire dealership to get a sense if there's any bottleneck within the process, right? Is there one step that's always taking us a little bit too long? Is it always taking my manager maybe a little too long to get out there and work with that customer? Again, we can make sure we're on top of the entirety of the client base. And while we're there over on the right side, as a manager or any user that has access to this showroom dashboard, I can still come in here and I can send my text, send my email, start my process, push it into the desking tool, or of course, end the visit when necessary. The last thing I want to show you guys while on the desktop tool is just that data mining component that's in this system as well. Again, we mentioned at the top of this conversation that the reason we went in this direction, we had so many of our dealers telling us it was tough working out of two systems, right? I had my CRM and then I had my data mining, and I almost had two different ways that we were following up and contacting clients. Well, again, now it's all under one platform. Not only is it all under one platform, it is a fully integrated solution. All of the data mining activity, all the customers that are in upgrade position, the customers that are in market, the customers that are engaging, or the customers that are running out of warranty or coming out of contract, not only are under the same login, the same profile of the customer where all the activity lies in the same area, all of this data influences the way our follow-up engine analyzes and recommends next contact for that customer. For instance, if we know that customer is 2 years into their contract and still 2 months away from the next time-based follow-up, but they're now back in market or back on a website looking at cars, it's not just sitting there on a list where they're now in the engaged category where we have to go find it. That task is now fired directly out to your users to start following up with that opportunity. Point is, all of this data mining, all the information and the data that we have on these clients, it influences the engine. The engine is constantly adjusting. It's a machine learning software that constantly figures out the best way, the most efficient way to contact each and every one of these customers going forward.
I hope you enjoyed that preview of Auto Alert CXM and the power that's built into this new CRM platform. When you consider the built-in AI, custom workflows, the ability to see a whole household's purchases and engagement history with a dealership, integration with bulk email, technology integrations with Conversica and telephony platforms, well, Auto Alert CXM is not another generic CRM platform, but a laser-focused tool for dealers to improve their communications and reduce the labor associated with their lead follow-up process and customer sales process. If you need more information, just go to